All right, 7th graders and Ezra. Our objective is that we're going to be able to solve various percent proportion problems involving tax, discount, interest, commission, and percent of change. This should be review from last year for all of you because I don't think any of you skipped pre-algebra. But it's super important to know this for 7th grade. So you need to make sure that you still remember it. So that's why we're going to review it. We're going to have one problem of each, and then you're going to take notes, show me your notes, and then you're going to work on a problem-solving small packet thing. All right, so if you remember, percent proportions are always part over total equals the percent over 100. All right, and this will work for any percent proportion. I know there are sometimes easier ways to do it, but this is the way I'm going to teach it just so that you have this in your head all the time. All right, so for example, this works when we're talking about percents of things. So it says 80% of the 130 people at the movie theater had popcorn. How many people had popcorn? So the thing was part over total equals percent over 100. So I know the total number of people at the movie theater was 130. I also know that 80% of them, and the percent always goes over 100, had popcorn. And I'm trying to figure out the part of them that had popcorn. So if you remember how to solve proportions, we cross multiply. So we get 100x equals 80 times 130 equals 10,400. All right, divide by 100. And you get x equals 104. All right, so 104 people had popcorn, and you're going to write a sentence at the end. 104 people had popcorn. All right, so that's a basic one. All right, it gets a little bit more confusing and a lot more work when we're dealing with discount and tax. All right, so Sarah went to the store and bought an iPhone X. Verizon was having a 30% off sale. If the original price was $999.99, what is the final price, including a 7% tax? So when I do problems like this, I like to split it up into, this is my discount, okay? And discount is always subtracting, like it's subtracting from the total. You're taking that percentage off so you don't have to pay it. And then we have tax, which is always adding because we don't like tax. We don't like having to pay tax, but we have to pay it, all right? And we always do the discount first and then the tax second. So we're going to start with discount. So the total price was $999.99. Okay, and we know that it's 30% off, so 30 over 100 equals x. Okay, when we cross multiply, we get 100x. I'm going to run out of room, equals 999.99 times 30, which is 29999.7. And when I divide by 100, I get x equals 299.997. We're going to round at the very end. Do not round till the end. All right, so that is my discount. So if you remember, I put up here subtraction. So I have to actually do some subtraction when I'm doing discount. So I take my original price, which is $999.99, and I'm going to subtract 299.997. because I'm taking my original and subtracting the discount, all right? So that gives me $699.993, so we're just going to say 0.99. Okay, I'll round there, okay? So then we do tax. So we're going to take this price that we're going to pay at the register, $699.99, and we're going to be taxed on it. So we're going to do the same process, x, because we're trying to figure out the part of the tax, $699.99 equals 7 over 100. All right, cross multiply. And I'm not going to actually solve it because I think, I'm going to solve it, but I'm not going to show the work because I think you can show the work on your paper. So 699.99 times 7 divided by 100. X is going to equal 48.9993, right? And so, again, that's obviously not my final answer because I'm not just paying $48.99.93. And, all right, so we need to add this to our total price, and that's the final price we're going to pay. So if I add 48.9993 plus 699.99, I get 748.989, so 0.99. All right, so that's how much Sarah's going to pay after the 30% off tax. 30% off and the 7% tax. I know that was a lot, okay, but it really should be a review from last year, and you should be able to be picking this up quicker. All right, next is interest. So if you remember, we were talking about interest the other day with when we were talking about the scholarships, all right? So interest means how much money you have to pay back on a loan, but sometimes interest also means like how much money you earn off of money that you put in the bank and you keep in the bank for a long time. Banks like to pay you because you're keeping your money with them. So you're investing $2,000 at an annual interest rate of 2%. So every year you're getting 2% on just the $2,000, right? How much interest will you make in 4 years? So we don't know how much interest we're making, so that's the part. Over 2,000 equals 2 over 100. Again, I expect you to show all your work, but for the sake of not making this video super long, I'm not going to show all my work. So 2,000 times 2. All right, so in 1 year, X is going to equal 40. So in 1 year, we're going to make $40, all right? In 4 years, we just take 40 times 4, we're going to make 160. Realize that's not normally how it works. Like normally it's after 1 year, if you make $40, then you're going to have interest on 2,040, but we're just saying that we're just with the starting balance, that's all they're going to give you interest on. All right. Okay, next is commission. So my husband, this is true, he really does make commission at his job selling John Deere tractors, all right? And so commission is like what he makes off of his sales, depending on how much he sells, all right? So he makes 15% commission. He made $3,483. What was the value of tractors he sold that month? So this one's a little bit different because this 3,483 is actually the part. That's the part that he made after selling X thousands of dollars in tractors. So this is going to be on the top of our fraction this time. 3,483 over X. I don't know how much total value of tractors it was. And that equals 15 over 100. So here again, we cross multiply. This time we're going to get 15x equals 48300. That's a lot. All right, and then I'm going to divide by 15. And X equals $23,220. All right, so he sold $23,000 worth of tractors, and he made $3,483 in money. Okay, last one is percent of change, which is probably the hardest one to think about. All right, so my real estate agent told me that my house had appreciated in value over the last 3 years. In other words, it had gone from being worth $102,500 to being worth $111,000. What is the percent increase in the value of my house? So when we're doing percent of change, all right, we always do the change. Oh my gosh, I cannot spell. The change over the original. Okay, always change over the original. Not change over biggest number, not change over smallest number, change over whatever was the original number. And that's going to equal our percent over 100 still. Right? So in this case, I have to figure out the change between 102,500 and 111,000. All right, so I subtract the two, and my change between them is 9,500. Okay, and I'm going to put that over the original value. So my house started at 102,500. So 102,500. And I'm trying to figure out what my percent of increase was. Like, how much did my house appreciate? What was the percent of it? So I cross multiply. And I get x equals, or the percent equals, we're going to go 100th again, 9.27. So that would be a 9.27% increase is what I need to say. Okay, so it like increased in value by 9.27%. All right, I would write down this if you haven't so that you remember how to do percent of change. So like I said, that was a lot of different percent proportion problems. But again, it's really, really important that you know how to do percent proportions and just proportions in general. So if you have any questions, let me know. Bring me your notes, show them to me, and then you're going to work on this problem solving packet.